to this very first podcast of Her Voice, Her Power, where we celebrate just woman empowerment. Every episode, there will be one strong woman sitting in this chair, and she will be telling us more about her story to motivate, inspire, and empower us all. And today, I'm very excited because Inne is here sitting in the chair. She has been working for 25 years as a management consultant in a male-dominated sector. So I'm so excited that you are here. Hello, Inne.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you for being here and for making time.
My pleasure.
Can you just briefly introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Inne, as you just said. I live in Ghent in Belgium. I'm a mom of two little rascals who are 12 and 8. And as you said, I've been working in business advisory and consultancy for almost 25 years now.
And you also have lived in London?
Sure, yes. I moved to London for love, really.
Wow.
Yes. But that actually was the start of my career in consulting as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is actually my first question. What inspired you to pursue a career in this sector?
Yeah. Okay. So when I was younger, my big goal was to become a journalist. So that's also why I studied communication management, and I actually started in an advertising agency as a copywriter. And I've always had that creative streak in me, and to this day, I think that's something that sets me apart a little bit as a consultant. But then, as I said, love took me to London, and obviously I needed to find work there as well. And I was approached by a big global consulting firm for a job in business development. Because when you are multilingual in a big city like London, it's quite something. English people, not many people like we are Flemish people, who speak more than 2 languages. So that was a big asset I had, and also why they wanted me to be in business development. And at first I was quite reluctant because I didn't really want to be on the phone doing cold calling and so on. But the manager of that department in those days said, you know what, just start and maybe other doors will open. So I did. I jumped. And he kept his promise, and after I think must have been about 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
there was an assessment center where we had some kind of case, and we had to real life example and work out some business issue, and how we would approach that. It took 2 days. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know anything about consulting, but I made the assessment, and that was it. I started as a consultant.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And can you also tell us what stereotypes or biases you encounter in your workplace as a woman?
Yeah. Well, I've already seen quite a big of evolution from when I started, let's say 20 years ago, to today. When I was a young girl, obviously I didn't know anything. I also don't come from a business family or something. So I learned everything by doing. And there's a big difference in kind of the group you're in. And what I want to say is that when you're with your colleagues, I've never felt any bias or somebody that would say, okay, you're a woman, you're not as good as me as a colleague.
Mm-hmm.
I do think behind the scenes in the hierarchy of consulting firms, and I think for some, unfortunately, that still is the case, that females, or especially young girls, are not given maybe as many opportunities as they could have. At client side, again, I did encounter some issues, is a big word, but for example, I had to do what we call a day in the life of, mm-hmm. and it basically means you go, literally a day, 8 hours in a factory, and you follow, in my case, a maintenance manager around the factory who had to go fixing machines that were broken down. And in that particular instance, it was a tire factory, so it was grubby and dirty and stinky and dark. And, I'm small in stature, and I had to follow this huge guy And of course, he also knows his way around in this factory, and I know nothing. And so he really made me run after him the whole day,
Oh no.
making sure, that he was kind of tried to lose me or playing a little bit of a game that way. Not saying that that's kind of a biased thing, but you do encounter situations where they test you a little bit, for sure.
Because the thing is, I also, like when I was a student, the thing is, like 1 or 2 months ago, I graduated. But when I was a student, I worked in a store where there's a lot of men, or like clients. And the thing is, I worked there as a girl, and sometimes it's not really pleasant, I think, as a girl working in a male-dominated sector. But the positive thing is that I really, that my character developed, that I really had a strong character, and that I worked there like 5 years, and now it is okay. But I really am sure that the first time that you work in a male-dominated sector, that it must be difficult as a woman. But I think that over the years you learn.
You learn
become stronger.
for sure, and obviously with time and putting time into learning things, you kind of become more secure about yourself, and there comes a time where you just know that what you're saying is correct. You know how to prepare yourself for certain meetings when you're, for instance, have a reporting meeting with C-level or people of high company, and also in the beginning, but I think that's for every young person in general, it can be quite intimidating. But you get to a level where that intimidating fades in the background, and you just know that everybody you encounter is just doing the best job they can, and that's the way I still approach people that I get to know.
Yes, just believe in yourself and just work hard, because you deserve to be there. You work hard, and I think just be confident there, and then you will get there.
Yeah, be confident for sure. Show what you're worth. In the beginning, definitely just work hard. Don't say no too quick to a task or an assignment that you get asked to do, because you think you're not able to do it, or you've never done it before, or you might not even like it, because in all honesty, sometimes you have to help make decisions that are not really nice, like if there has to be some big savings done, and people have to be laid off. That's not an easy thing to do. But I think for me, more than anything, the power that you have professionally as a woman, and I think it's a strength as a woman, that is we are able to be very empathic. And for me, that's a strength in my professional life. Consultancy is a people's industry. I mean, of course, you have to learn certain methodologies and how to apply certain tools. But in the end, you're always working with people, and that has to be your core strength. So I think for women that can be a real advantage.
I think no matter what your gender is, male, female, or something else,
sure.
Just as you also said, like, just work hard and believe in yourself. And the thing is, like in my example, and I know that a lot of girls or women are in the same situation. The first beginnings it is really hard, and like if there is a lot of men in the company, then I think it's a lot harder than if it's like 50% women and 50% men.
Yeah.
Like, because you also see the examples of that you have to prove yourself.
You have to prove yourself in any case, and I think where you really do see a lot of barriers maybe for women to enter this kind of industry is that once you choose to have a family life or a partner, or however you want to fill in your personal life, when you are a consultant, and especially at the start of your career or at the start of an assignment, it's not a 9 to 5. You have to be very flexible and versatile, and you have to love things, a changing environment, and being versatile. When you have small children or a partner or whatever, that also requires a lot of time, and you have to be able to juggle all those things. And I think maybe today, in today's society anyway, it is still easier, in between brackets, for guys to have that flexibility, maybe also even a bit emotionally, than for girls or women.
But you can do it, and you are a really good example.
I did it, but well, I have a little bit of an atypical profile in that sense, because I was already a bit further in my career when I had my children, so I had already built up some level of expertise.
Yes, okay.
And that's one of the tips I would say, if you can, and you want to really be a good consultant in, you know, if you want to be a generalistic consultant, a generalist, you know, try and take some time to build yourself up, to learn, to graft maybe even a bit, to go and work international if you can, you know, invest in yourself in that sense, and everything else will fall into place, and you will feel probably that you have the credibility and the expertise to continue on even if or after children.
But I think it's so beautiful investing yourself. I think that is so beautiful, that we are unique, we are worth it, and just go for it, go for your dreams.
For sure.
And that is also what you stand for, right? Go for your dreams.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I moved to London, I didn't know what I had to do, and but I did say beforehand, before we left, because I had the job of my dreams. I was working as a copywriter in an agency, and I had won an award, and it was really fun environment to work in. Yeah. It was a really fun environment to work in, and you know, that creative side of me again is something that I cherish. And I said, you know, okay, I'll move to London, but I will grasp this opportunity with everything I can to build my career, and I've done that. It hasn't been easy, but you know, it has made me and who I am today, and has brought me where I am today. So I think you just gotta go for it.
No, exactly. To close the podcast, I also am someone that loves quotes.
Okay.
I love quotes on Instagram. You have also always like the short quotes that just empower you and gives you motivation to go for what you want. My favorite quote, but I have a lot of favorite quotes, but one of my favorite quotes is, I never lose, I either win or I learn.
Okay, nice.
Because I think you don't have to see things like a failure if it's not gonna be in your way, but you have to just always learn about experiences. But if it's good, it's better, but if it's not good, just go for another path. But never stop your dreaming, never stop dreaming, never stop learning, because in life you learn always something every day. And yeah, what is your favorite quote?
Well, it's a tough one, because you know, I have a couple, but in the end I guess it would be and I don't know who is it by, but it's, no matter what, I will continue to live from my wide open heart. I'm somebody who believes in authenticity and integrity, definitely also professionally, and that's one part of that quote that, you know, kind of touches me. And the other one is, I'm a positive person, my glass is always half full. As you said, every opportunity is there for the taking and to make yourself better and more powerful.
The positive thing, I think that's really important, that you always be positive in life, because I think if you are positive, then you are halfway there.
For sure.
Just believe in it, be positive every day, believe in yourself. I think that is the most important thing nowadays, because we always have insecurities, and that is normal. But you don't have to stop your dreams because you are insecure about something. I'm insecure about something, maybe you too. But just dreaming and hoping to achieve your goals and really work hard for it, I think that is really, really beautiful.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for...
You're very welcome.
For my first podcast, actually. It was really, it went really well. and you're really an inspiring woman, and
Thank
you're
you.
so strong, and I wish you all the best. You're doing really great.
Oh, thank you.
And for now, this is my very first podcast, so I hope to see you in the next podcast with a lot of more incredible and strong women. So see you soon.